Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about the Pantone Color of the Year for 2015. And I saw this announcement for this, the Color of the Year, at the bottom of one of my holiday emails that I got from Sephora. And I hadn't heard anything about it prior to that time. And so I was curious and I clicked on the link and I was pretty surprised by what I found. So first of all, the color of the year is called Marsala, and what they're calling it is a bold pop of neutral, and it is somewhat of that kind of pinky brown shades that are very popular now, very much a 90s look. But when I clicked on the link, one of the first things that popped up for eyeshadow palettes is this Naked 3, and I was like, whoa, I have that. And then as I'm flipping through, I'm like, I have that. I have that. So I had a handful of products that they were actually listing as specifically for this color range. And I thought, wow, I'm gonna do a video on this because this is clearly a color that is a favorite of mine. It's one that I go to often. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that they had on their list that were in my collection. And then I went through and kind of crawled through my collection a little bit and pulled other things that I thought worked. And I encourage you to do the same thing because it's not always about going out and buying new things. For me, when I do this type of video, it's really to see what do I have in my collection that'll work. And that's the fun part of it. So I'm going to just jump right in and get started. And I'm going to kick it off with this Naked 3 palette, which I know everybody's super familiar with. Today I used the colors Buzz, Liar, and Blackheart to create this look today. So if you have this, you're right on trend and you'll be well positioned for 2015. So I didn't have too many of the blushes that they had listed, but I did have one of them, and it is Mood Exposure from Hourglass. And I have it from this holiday palette, and it's this one right here. It's kind of a mauve tone shade. I am wearing it today. But this is also part of their permanent line. This shade is part of their permanent line. So you may have this as a single, or if you're interested, it's something you could pick up because it is available. So I thought that was interesting. And then there were a couple of lipsticks that they mentioned that I actually had in my collection. And I'm going to start off with what I'm wearing. And this is from Decay. It's the color Rapture. And it's really just quite the lovely little color. It's almost falls into that category of My Lips But Better. So yeah, I really love this color. I don't pull it out often enough, but I can tell you I will. Some of the other colors they had listed was one of the Too Faced La Crème formula in Spice Spice Baby. Now this one seems a little warm to me. But, you know, it could work if you're wearing more warm tones. And then the last one that I had that they mentioned was from Bite Beauty, and it's the color Glacé. And, oh, this is a little bit more brown than the other three. So that's Glacé. So those were the things that I had in my collection that were listed in their, shop now links. And I'll try and include that link down below. And so if you're interested in perusing it and seeing what things you might have in your collection that they have listed, you can do that. But I decided I was going to go through my collection and see what other things I had that would fall into this category. And like I said, these are colors that are really ones that are favorites, personal favorites of mine. So I had quite an extensive collection, and I'm just going to run through them for you because these may be things that you have in your collection that you may have not thought of in this way. So I'm going to start off with this great little palette from Too Faced. It's the Rainforest After Dark palette, and I think there's so much here that falls into this category. I think the blush does, and I certainly think the colors on this side really speak to that kind of mauve-y neutral tones. So if you have this palette, I would pull this out. This is a great one to pull off that bold neutral look with have slightly mauve undertone. The next one that I thought had a ton of shades that fell into this category was the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I think some of the colors on this side of the palette really fall into this range. This Black Forest Truffle, the Cherry Cordial down here, these two over here, Triple Fudge and Amaretto. I think, you know, these really kind of fall into that category as well. So I also think that the Lorac Unzipped palette, a lot of people either have the Naked 3 or the Unzipped. Not many people have both. These are, I think, definitely almost any color in this palette would fall into that category, especially on this range where they get a little bit more of, you know, a pink undertone to them. So if you have this, I would definitely pull this out and play around with it. So I also checked out my Vice 3 palette, which I think has some really fabulous shades that will work in this range too, particularly this row here that have more of the pink undertones. I think that these fall into that category. They're a little bit brighter, but any of them would work. So I think those three colors work really well. That's Alien, Alchemy, and Bondage from this palette. And I didn't want to leave my matte lovers out. I know a lot of people who watch this channel are really matte lovers, so I also pulled out my It Naturally Pretty palette. And I think that All Heart, Soulful, Java, maybe even Violet. These are all kind of pinky nudes, pinky naturals. You could work these into a pop of a bold neutral for Marsala. I also have some cream eyeshadows that fall into this category. So that's Rose Dentelle from Givenchy. It's their Ombre Couture eyeshadows. So it's almost like a cream to powder texture. And from Maybelline in their Color Tattoo line, the Pomegranate Punk is another great one. It looks like that in there. I think this might have been a limited edition, but you might have that in your collection. But I think this would work beautifully as well. So I also had some blush suggestions for you. I think that the Rockateur is an awesome blush that will work really well with this color range. And one of the things I love about this is it has a nice little, it's a really good almost neutral blush that has a little bit of a built-in highlighter, not unlike the Hourglass. That also has a little bit of a built-in highlighter, so these two are really great for that. If you want something a little bit bronzier, from Tarte, this Colored Clay Bronzer Blush, I have it in Rose Bronze, would work really well. It just is a nice kind of a bronzy, rosy blush. So I think that's another one that would work really well. From the drugstore, I really love these Maybelline Master Glaze stick. They're like a cream blush, and this is in Make a Mauve. I applied that a little too heavily. But this is just a really gorgeous, gorgeous blush. I love these. I have them in about 3, maybe 4 different colors. I think they're fabulous. And then the last one I pulled out is Exposed from Tarte. And I just pulled this one out because it's just a really good basic neutral kind of blush that, you know, I that I know a lot of people have in their collection, but I do think it has a little bit of that kind of mauve-y neutral undertone to it. So like I said in the opening of this video, this is a color range, especially in lipstick, that I really gravitate towards. I feel like it's definitely your lips but better, or at least it's my lips but better. So I had quite a number of lipsticks in this category. I have 2 more high-end and then a whole bunch that are drugstore. So I'm going to quickly go through those for you as well. Another Too Faced La Crème lipstick in pink chocolate. I think that would be awesome. This new one I picked from Estée Lauder, the Pure Color Envy in Intense Nude. Then I have 2 different colors from the Neutrogena Moisture Smooth Color Stick formula, and they're in the shades Plum Perfect and Rich Raisin. So there's Plum Perfect and Rich Raisin. If you haven't tried these are, I might have all the colors that they make in this line of lips product. They're really super moisturizing and just really just a good color saturation, so I really love these. Then I have 2 shades from the Revlon Super Lustrous line of lipsticks, Plum Baby and Mauve Night. So here is Plum Baby and Mauve Night. I don't think I need any more lipsticks in this range, do you? And I have 2 more. So the last 2, I have one lip butter in Pink Truffle. This actually reminds me a lot of Spice Baby. And then Milani in Plum Rose. Here's the Milani in Plum Rose. So those are tons of different shades for you to look at, and maybe you have some of these in your collection. I would actually love to know if any of you have any one of these lipsticks in your collection. I'm just curious if there's anyone as crazy about this kind of shade range like I am. So I think lips and nails are some of the easiest ways to wear these color of the year shades. And like I said, this is my go-to, my wheelhouse. So I actually pulled some gel colors for those of you who are interested in gel-based nail polish. And then I have a couple of more traditional polishes. So let me start with the traditional polishes. I pulled these from the Zoya collection, the Naturals collection. It was probably from a year ago or 2 years ago. So the first color here is the color Rue. Next up is Brigitte, Odette, and Normani. Then on the gel side, I did go a little deep here with this one. This is from Red Carpet, and it's Thank You, Thank You. And all the rest are from Sally Hansen. The next one is Plum's the Word, Commander in Chic, Pink Pong, which this has a little bit of a frost to it, but it's really a great kind of nudie color. Raisin the Bar, and the last one is Mudslide. So that wraps up the 2015 Pantone Color of the Year Marsala overview from my collection. I would love to know if this is a color trend that you are interested in, that you're going to embrace, work it in. Do you already have a lot of this in your collection, like I do? Let me know on those lipsticks, because obviously I'm a crazy person. I buy the same color in every brand. Do you do that? I do that. It's ridiculous. But I really think this is going to be a great year for that color, and it's super wearable, and just something that probably people have a lot in their collection already. So if you're new to my channel and you're just stopping by for the first time, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and join me for future videos. Hit the like button if you liked this video, and I will see you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.